nines in the morning, eh? That's good stuff.
Oh, those are struggles, especially waking up that early, and my head gets sore because it's so cold.
Yeah, it's getting chilly. Winter is coming, as they say.
Winter is coming. Okay, so today we have a very special podcast as we are joined by two fantastic players. Today on Sticks and Stones, we are doing player profiles, and I'm very excited for what is to come. Last year, both these players represented KZN Inland at the under 18 IPT and went on to make the SA under 18 team for the second year running. This dynamic duo also represented South Africa under 18 in that series against Australia under 18 in 2018. If you can name these two players, you'll have a smile on your face. These two players are none other than Suubi Sekwabe and Pumelelo Pumi Mapumulu. Welcome to the show, gents. It's good to have you.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having us.
So how you been, gents?
Yeah.
How you been keeping through lockdown? Sorry, Suubi.
For me, I had lots of online classes starting 3 weeks ago. So I'm getting up around 7, just walk my dog in the morning because we're starting to get old, need to get some exercise there. And I try to do some running because I've been injured for quite a while now. So yeah, just online class and some like gym.
That sounds good. How about you, Pumi?
It's been alright. Haven't done as much exercise as I'd like, but just started treadmill today, so hopefully gonna get in some running there. But yeah, basically.
Yeah, and with you two both being out of school, how's that transition been into university and kind of that type of vibe, even though we're under lockdown? How's that been?
Getting used to university in your first 2 weeks was pretty it's very different compared to high school. No one's around to tell you what to do. Homework wise, you can do your work at any time. Just make sure you get it done before deadline. And yeah, basically just lots of freedom.
Are you guys noticing that you have more free time now that you're out of school, or do you have less free time because you kind of have to juggle things yourselves and you have to do sort of your timetables as individuals and it's not a set time as like a school?
In terms of that, I think for me, I've had less free time, especially because I'm in America. So coming back, and then as soon as I get back, I have to play hockey. And when I go back to America, it's soccer. So that's been kind of hard, but it's enjoyable, I'd say.
Yeah, Pooms, how's the transition been from hockey to soccer, especially going from America to South Africa? How's that transition been?
It's tough because I feel like whenever I'm playing or getting onto the Astro, I'm behind in terms of training and conditioning because obviously they're playing. And all I can do really is, a bit of sticking ball in the house. And as soon as I land, it's all business. So yeah, the crucial part for me is as soon as I land in SA is to get onto the Astro and just get the touch back. Hopefully the touch never leaves you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Pumi always says the touch never leaves him, eh?
It doesn't. It's always there.
Do you think, Booms, do you think that playing footy overseas has kind of allowed you to adapt better to the hockey environment in South Africa? Do you think that it's allowed you to develop more as a person and develop more as a player?
Yeah, I do think so. I think the best part about playing a different sport for a period is that you kind of get to take your mind off the whole hockey thing. Sometimes when it's just hockey the whole time, you can find yourself getting a bit over it. So I think soccer has been a nice break, and then being able, right now I'm craving the hockey because it's been so long, So I think that's been the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so gents, let's take this back. So tell us how you got into hockey and how you guys started playing together. What's your journey been? Obviously, having finished the cycle of playing youth hockey now, you're on to under 21 and men's level hockey.
My journey playing hockey is quite an interesting one. I think I started playing in grade 3. I'm from East London. I went to like a small primary school, and hockey was never considered like the sport there in general wasn't considered to go anything. It was just compulsory. We wouldn't even play like the top schools and stuff. And I think around grade 6, yeah, grade 6, we had border trials for under 13, which is also known as Amatole. And then I made it to the final round of trials, but I wasn't like expecting anything going into it. But I never made the team at the end of the day. But I realized that I could actually try and take hockey seriously and maybe push on further in high school. So that's how I got into hockey, basically.
That's sick, man. That's sick.
Um,
Oh.
for me, I really got into hockey grade 8. Because I went to for small school, about 7 boys in my grade, so it wasn't like they were competing really. So once I got into college, I kind of developed that whole love for hockey. That's how it really started.
Yeah. So, gents, how did it feel going from such a small school? I mean, like Subi, you came from the East London. So, how did it feel going from there to such a bigger school now? It's like Hilton and Maritzburg College.
Oh, I was privileged enough to go to Hilton. When I first decided I was going to Hilton, it was actually around like grade 3. I always knew I wanted to go there, and my friends always used to tell me that, yeah, you're dominating sport because you're at such a small school. You're not playing good competitions. Like once I told them I was going to Hilton, and it started to like play on me a bit. I thought that like, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to play against higher quality opposition and stuff, and like play at such a high level with other people in your team. You can actually like jam hockey. So going to Hilton was quite a big challenge for me in the beginning because obviously I knew no coaches there, and everyone starts on a clean slate, even if you're on scholarship or not. So it's just like very tough getting into the system for Hilton and Kaizen in that.
Yeah, and like did the hate that some of those guys are saying on you just give you more fire to keep going and keep pushing?
Yeah, obviously, definitely. As Pumi says, being overlooked breeds a dog.
Breeds a dog, breed.
You got that from Ja Morant, though.
You know, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Pumi, how's that transition for you, bro?
I think it definitely humbled me in a sense because coming from Epworth, like easy. I think there's no competing to make teams. Everyone's in the A side. So going from there to college, now you're playing with like a big grade of boys. It's like, okay, I have to put in the work here. You're not the best anymore, whatever. A lot of good players. So I think that was the toughest thing. Sometimes you start in like a E team, for example, for like cricket or whatever. So yeah, that was tough, but it was good in a sense because to finally get to where you are now, I think that helped a lot because you have to work everything.
Yeah. And also, like, especially that hardness in the beginning, I think, in a way, it makes you a better player because it teaches you the hardships that you need to go through in order to make the bigger teams going forward. So tell us some of the favorite hockey memories you've had, gents, over your hockey career so far.
My favorite memory was definitely playing versus Australia in my grade 11 year. Like the vibe at the vibe at the like event was immense as it was during the under 16 IPT. So like just playing hockey at night and going watch the boys during the day was pretty sick. And also we knew so many people there, and it was also now basically a hometown, Peter Marisburg. So just playing where we play hockey the whole year, just like, I don't know, it was just a feeling we couldn't like describe. Yeah.
Or some of my favorite hockey memories would definitely be getting that first SA run in under 16. Because I think coming from under 14, being under 14 hockey player, like you're not really quite sure what you want to do at IPT, you're still young. So making that team, you finally think like, okay, all this work was worth it. I'd also say an underrated moment for me was that first team cap. I think that's something that I worked for like a long time. So it's playing in front of that crowd and everything was kind of special. Sorry,
It's alright, it's
and
alright.
also yeah, definitely the series against Australia. I think that's every hockey player's dream. You know, you see them from a young age and want to test yourself against the best. So yeah, I think this really definitely stood out.
Yeah, it's sick that you guys say that. It's cool that you guys say the series because I remember watching it because obviously I played under 16 IPT with Andy. It's sick that you guys say that because watching that from a fan perspective was like you watching people similar age to you or just
Mm.
older performing at such a level that just makes you idolize whoever's on the field, and it just gives
Yeah.
you such a sense of accomplishment to be a part of a team or a nationality that's just thriving and just growing so quickly. So it was really cool just to like watch. Obviously, I don't know. I was watching you guys at the time. I never
Yeah,
properly met you guys before, but I mean, knowing you now and meeting you now, it's just like such a. I'm like fanning out. It's like such a privilege to actually be able to talk to people that have represented their country and are thriving on national scale.
thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, gents, so tell us about that build-up, especially going into that series. Because I know there's a really short turnover between IPT and that series, but obviously it being something special at home for you guys. Just talk to us about that and how you went about that.
Mm-hmm. So after under 18 IPT, obviously I selected the sides, and we got to meet our coach, Mr. Van der Merwe from KZN Inland, and we had like a week off of hockey, like just to like rest up and get our feet, like get our legs ready for the up and coming series. We had like a 4-day camp for me at St. Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like a 4-day camp. And then afterwards, like last day of the camp, we got to meet the Australians. We had like a high tea with them for like drink some tea and like some mini snacks, like cocktails and stuff. And like we got to meet them, got to meet like where they came from and everything. Like talk about your journeys, which was pretty cool. And then yeah, got down to business the next day when we played our first test with them.
Yeah, that's something really special and something that very few players in our age group, and I think a lot of players, very few players actually get to experience. So that is absolutely incredible. So just something a lot to the side. Any notable players that you want to mention from that team, from your IPT teams?
well, just last year when we played Australia, or like, well, our whole
Um,
journey.
yeah, from your whole journey, players that like not made you into the player that you are, but like showed you the way or were part of with you in the journey.
Okay. I think for me that came in my first year under 16 at college where I wanted to become a better hockey player. So I was privileged enough to get to see the Tyson Trungwanas, Brad Shodes, Boris, all the boys playing there for first team. So I think for me, it was just taking small bits out of the game. So like for Tyson, the Germans, for Brad, the finishing, just all the different stuff, and then working on it in the mornings and having it to a game. So credit to those boys for helping out. Yeah.
Oh, mad. Yeah, Subsan, for you?
Sorry, what was the question again? I got a bit distracted with my mom there.
It's all right. Any notable players along your way, along the journey?
Yeah, this is tough. So as a grade 8, our first team captain, Julian Yates, he was pretty good. And I just like aspired to be like him one day. Like he used to play center mid and like free center back at times to control the game. And I really looked up to him and like the way he played hockey, he was able to do lots of things that lots of people couldn't do. And I used to strive to like play like him. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to pose a question here. And, so you guys obviously played inland together and stuff. And
Yeah.
When the national under 18 side got called out the first time for the 2018 series, how did you guys react when yourselves got called out, so your own like name, okay? And what was your reaction like when you heard that each other was called up and you could spend the national debut, let's say, together?
I was actually standing next to Pumi at the time, and they read out the under 17 names first. And I'm like, yo, damn, bro, I've never made an essay side. Like, I wasn't thinking about making under 18. And then I'm like, so they put me like, damn, dude, this is the year I finally get to miss out on playing for essay, like the Australian series and stuff. And then Pumi, obviously, like, he's quite a boy. So he's obviously saying that, nah, don't worry. Your name will be called out and you played with Australians and stuff. So yeah, having Pumi next to me at the time, he was like a calming influence and like gave me some more confidence about my own game.
Yeah, touching on that. So they read out under 17 names first, and I don't once they read out those names and we weren't there, myself and Pogs had a shot for the under 18 side. So his name was always read out after mine, even under 16. So when they read out my name, I definitely had a little look back, because I knew his name was coming. And yeah, I think once I heard his name, I mean, I was like, okay, flip, everything you've worked for is like finally coming right, So yeah, that was pretty special. 100%.
Oh, that's sick, man. It's like the stars aligning at the end of the day. That's sick.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Gents, how did your families react to that? Because I know when I met SA last year, my parents were shocked. We couldn't believe it. So how did your family react to that?
And my mom was very shocked, to be honest. She started crying a bit. It really got to me when my mom started crying. Yeah.
Sure. I can't really remember, but I think they were. I'm sure they were chuffed. Like I didn't really think about it too much. I think the biggest surprise was something I didn't think about was getting offers from university. Like that's not something you think about being into an RTG. But yeah, those things came along with it, and it's like, whoa, okay, you've done something here. So yeah.
Yeah.
And when you guys names got read out, was there any doubts in like can we do this? Can we actually perform at that level, or did you guys back each other and back yourselves the whole way throughout?
I think as a hockey player, you always have confidence in your own abilities, and you always believe you can play at the higher level. So it's just about having confidence and believing in yourself, basically. Yeah.
I think for me, there was like no doubts in my mind that we can, any nerves, I'd say, until it was time to step onto the field and, you're running against Australia or singing that anthem. I think that's when the goosebumps start coming in. It's like, okay, can we do this? And obviously having to back yourself to go do the job on the field. Yeah.
Yeah. So, gents, any notable coaches that changed you as a player and as a person?
I would say Mr. Fairweather. He was our under 16 coach, and Mr. Van der Merwe. Yeah, they had a very big impact on my life, both as a person and as a player. Yeah.
Was that the Fairweather that played SA Indoor? Matthew Fairweather.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd definitely say all three of my coaches going through college. Mr. Swartz in under 14, he actually helped me develop the basics hockey. Because again, I went to Airport and I didn't think I was good enough in under 14, and he definitely helped me. Emerson gave me the confidence that I needed as an under 16 player, to go out there, dominate, drop the number. And Mr. Coombs definitely gave us the freedom to express yourself on the field. So I think all three of them helped in their different ways. Yeah.
So, gents, who's been your rock throughout of this? throughout your whole journey from when you were playing in the junior schools throughout high school? Who's been the rock that's been with you throughout this whole journey?
I'll definitely say my mom and dad. They constantly drive up to watch my games when I used to be at Hilton College. They watch around like 4 or 5 hockey games a year, which is pretty big. And they always coming on my tours and stuff, which I really appreciate. And they always try to keep me like very calm during the situation and not to get like too worked up about playing the sport and balancing my academic life also.
Yeah, 100% agree with Pogze. Definitely the parents. Yeah.
Was there any sporting moments where you were on the field or you won a competition or a game or something and you looked into the crowd and you saw your parents and you were just like, wow, I'm just so grateful that they're here? Was there any specific moment when you can recall just being so thankful for everything that you got?
That does have to be hockey.
It could be anything.
I was playing cricket and then I scored a 50 and it was coming, like my grandmother just passed away. And I looked at my mom and I waved my back to her, which was pretty touching to me.
I think two moments I can remember where like looked into the crowd. Well, I'd say one was cricket. My friend's dad passed away, and I scored a 50, and I dedicated that to him, which was special. And also semi-final last year against Boaland, you could sense the tension, be 1-0 down, and I was fortunate enough to score, and just seeing like the parents celebrating because I feel like everyone was a bit nervous, in like you're knocked out, yeah. So definitely just and also for me it was like okay, yeah, I'll be back in. I think that was definitely special.
Yeah, it's definitely like really special, gents. I felt that. I really felt that. So who's been your biggest inspiration?
For me, it's LeBron James. I believe he's the best, greatest possible player ever to play.
Yes.
He's just got a tremendous work ethic, always waking up early. He's a father figure to his children. And he's just a good inspiration. It's such a great gent to be around, I think.
Okay. For me, in terms of professionals, if I'm honest, I have to give it to Messi. Definitely striving for greatness. And someone I'd like to give credit to, that's a schoolboy hockey player. I'd definitely like to give credit to Muz. Yeah, the man played against him a lot, and he's done really well with all you guys as well. And as you know, he won at the highest level, so that's still something I'm definitely trying to get as a player. Having lost in the finals every time with 4, still trying to get rid of that fear. Terrible.
Now, so talk to us, gents. How has it been playing with each other for the last 2 years at such high levels, at provincial and at a national level? How's that been?
It's been really fun. Like we've gotten a very close relationship now. Me and Pumi, we've made an essay together and the exact same team since we were in grade 9. So just like playing with Pumi. Because in grade 9 there was an essay A side and a B side. We had like games where it's like under 18Bs, under 16As, and Libya and stuff. So we were both in that team. And yeah, just playing with Pumi is always quite fun because I play center back, he plays center mid. So we end up like talking quite a bit in the game. And Pumi knows I can get a bit heated at times. Very loud guy in the field. And yeah, it just accepts you for who I am on the field, which is pretty dope.
Did you guys ever? Oh, sorry. Did you guys ever butt heads when competing with each other? Like you said, when you competed in the same team since grade 9, did you guys ever feel like you couldn't back one another, or did you always feel like this is my brother, I can stand next to him through thick and thin?
No, I don't think we've being angry at each other. I just think we both know what we're capable of. So if I wasn't doing something on the field, Paul's always there to let me know, listen, you can do better. And if Paul's doing something, I was there to say, listen, we can be better than this. I think that's always been there between the two of us, especially more last year because it was our final year and we both had the same goal, which was to win, but Andy took that away. Yeah, so definitely
Sorry about that. No, but guys, you need to explain, how do you get 2 silver medals at 2 home IPTs? You got to explain that.
To be honest, last year during the final, I told Pumi this thing already. Last year during the final, when we scored that second goal, I was already thinking about the gold medal and the trophy and the celebrations and stuff, which was pretty stupid at the time. I got a bit ahead of myself. And then, yeah, problems went back in the game.
I think the first year, one thing I definitely learned, the first year I felt like personally I didn't do enough to try and get opportunity or score a goal, which is something I definitely try to do more in the second year against you guys, try to get opportunity. And I'll just come and say it about taking opportunities, Coastal to that 2018 Nick White gun goal, and then the O's came back, scored 3 goals, which was empty from you guys. Yeah, tough one, but I mean, credit to both sides.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite hectic that Suubi, you said that obviously you were stupid that you were thinking of the gold medal and stuff, because obviously I played Bosch first team with like Sorensen, Doug Cox, Walbra, all those buggers. And it's actually hectic because I've known you two via them for almost 2 years now, because Oaks would always chat about Inland and that they're basically the New Zealand of IPT and that they were very tough to beat. Your Oaks always pitched up with BMT and your Oaks would always have tough games. So I feel like the competition at IPT was always between Inland and Western Cape because it was such a big event. People realized the magnitude of what was going on.
Yeah.
You're different.
So coming to the last IPT, I think we're actually considered underdogs for not like the first time in a while. Because under 16 we did come like 5th, I think, but we never did really well there. So coming into this IPT, we were a bit like sketchy about what was going to happen, like how we were going to play. But yeah, God has a way of finding things and getting things right for you.
Definitely. With Province, I think that is always a game that, honestly speaking, brings out the nerves in me. 2018 semi-final, Tev, Johnny, Foxy, all the boys. We met there. We were fortunate to get the win, and then with you guys last year, seeing you guys in the dining hall, having that little look, it's like, hey, it's game 1 year, which was always interesting. Also, we played you guys twice, and I felt like both times everyone gave it their all. It was,
those 2 matches were probably some of the most intense hockey I've ever had to play, and especially because there's some moments that if things went the other way, it's 2 different results. I mean, if Mugabe doesn't score that sliding deflection after running like 40 meters, it's a different game, and those games are really tight.
Yeah.
Even the group game was exceptionally tight, and the final as well. Just a little story on that final.
Yeah, the group.
At the beginning of the 4th chukka, we actually played with a man down for the first 20 seconds because me and Ansel forgot that one of us had to go on the pitch. So we both sat down on the bench, and then our coach was like, "Well, where's the other centre back?" So then I just couldn't get on the field. Sorry, that's just really random.
Yeah, that's funny.
Dude, how do you not capitalize? Damn.
What's
done something cool.
Quick, Andy, quick question.
Yeah.
What was the game plan for Western Province going to? What do you guys because obviously it's done now. It's not like you're gonna come back and use it
I must
against
think
it, right?
now. Obviously we knew that you and Suubi were probably the two standout players. The game plan generally focused around putting a lot of pressure on the outside backs and squeezing there. I'm trying to remember, I can't. So our system was man to man. Generally, it was
Yeah.
just
Was there any guy that like you focused on, like that was your guy for the game?
no.
You
I
like
think
personally?
Subi will know this as a defender. The first tackle you put in has to be tough, especially on the opposing winger.
100%.
So just making sure you're in tights. I always make sure that I'm like super close to my man. Like if you watch the videos, if you ask anybody that I've marked, I'm breathing down your neck. They're trying to push me off. But in terms of a game plan, it was just more squeezing the outside backs and forcing them to a bad pass and then transitioning from there.
Yeah.
But definitely I felt that there was a really big rivalry going between province and inland. Any other big rivalries? Because I know you and Coastals do share a big rivalry.
If you go to IPT, generally everyone considers Coastals to be arrogant and no one likes Coastals. And obviously being so close to them and playing them in fixtures with like Kearney, West or Glenwood and stuff, you want to like get a dub over them if you do play them at IPT. So it's quite a big rivalry when we do play them.
Yeah. Also, Sullens. I don't know if anyone likes playing Sullens, but I also consider that a big game for sure.
Lots of hands, eh?
Just hands.
Lots of
Yeah,
hands.
Subi, it's mad that you say that because I'm actually I'm Durban born. My heritage is all through Westville. So I feel like that's a bit of a mad comment because I think I consider inland a bit arrogant as a coastal strategy.
Oh,
That's funny.
It'd be like that. Jens, talk to me about the shootout versus Boland. How is that gonna go down? Because when I was sitting on the sidelines watching, I was like, yo, can Boland please, no offense, but can Boland please win so that at least the trophy's going back to Cape Town. At least on the flight, the trophy's going back.
Actually, the story is like quite not funny, but we prepared for them really well. Like during all our training sessions leading up to IPT, the last like 10 minutes we'll practice shootout. And then also the day of the semi-final, we went to the Astro in the morning. So it was like me, Pumi, Mugs, Ben, Pierce, Dixon. And then I wasn't scoring goals or anything. I scored like 1 from 5 at the thing. So I was like, damn. I remember Pumi's like, I could see like the look in his eyes. But like when the game did end, the coach was telling guys, the people who were going to take the shootout for like the 8 seconds. And he called my name out. And I was supposed to go second. And I was like, I was so nervous because I knew that morning I literally missed everything. So I tried to keep it simple.
Can I ask quickly what the shootout score was? Because I didn't go to IPT last year.
It was 3-1. 3-1, yeah.
yeah, we missed one.
Yeah, we missed one. They missed 3, I think.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna score this.
So, gents, what's the long-term goal going forward?
Ups.
It's a tough question.
I'm gonna say for now, under 21 World Cup. That's my long-term goal for now. Yeah. Cool.
It's a good goal.
Same
goal. You're gonna do it together.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure you guys do it. I know you guys are great. Well, everyone, that's all we have time for today. If you want to find more about Pumi and Suubi, just check out the Instagrams. From me and Mike, it's been a joy, and we really enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe here and follow on Instagram. From us and the clean team, it's a goodbye, and for now, stay safe. Keep it clean, Owens. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Andy.
Mikey.